All right, so hey, I am here again because a lot of you seem to enjoy my super long video where I answer questions, but today I kind of want to mix it up a little bit. I've been wanting to rearrange this craft room / office for a long time, and I thought I would do it with you guys, but to answer some questions that you have that you needed advice on. So I just asked on Instagram, so it might take some time for the questions to come in, but I'm just going to do this kind of casually, very few edits, and hopefully we can get this room looking different. So basically with this room, the light source is coming from behind you, which is the window. And anytime I film, like I want to film in my chair, but I'll be filming this way and all the light is hitting me on this side. So I'm going to move the couch that way so that when I film, naturally it'll be here, and then the desk can go in front of the window. Also that way I can look outside and it'll be nice. Yeah, so I just want to rearrange it, but let's just see if there's at least one question that I can start with. All right, so I just posted on Instagram for me to react to your dating horror stories because I saw Janine Anapola. I love her podcast, love her on everything. She did that and I thought it was so fun. Shout out to her, and I'm just gonna clean this room first. It needs a lot of work. Let me get a trash bag. I got hummus. This is all my hair. I ended up taking it out because some of them were falling. I really miss it. Look how pretty it was. Oh, I don't even know where to start. But I feel like I need to empty this room. Why is this wet? Oh my gosh, it's wet and yellow. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I think Lola peed on this. See, I have to take this carpet out right now, and I'm washing my hands. This is tragic. All right. Let me see if there's any answers. So for the advice, let's see. On dealing with two babies close in age can be overwhelming sometimes. Mine are 1 year apart. Oh, okay, so I have two babies close in age, obviously. Jerry and Sam, they're like, what, 22 months apart, I think? So a year apart though, that's like hard. I try to encourage them to play with each other, and then just have them like, since they're both boys, I don't know if it's like different for boys and girls, but I know that when they play with each other, they're like both in the same area. I know if you're like staying at home by yourself, that can be really challenging, but if you take them outside, that can last a long good time. I try to involve them in as much stuff as I can with other moms that work from home or stay at home, so that's just something I really try to do. Sorry, I feel like there's a hair stuck in my nose. I try to take them like to the playground together, like on a mom date and stuff like that, just free stuff outside. But if they're napping at the same time, that's also really good. Try to match their naps, like that would be amazing. All right, I gotta gather all these toys in every room. I'm not bothered by it, I'm just saying. Put them in this bin. The lovely Matt came in here to help me. Ew. It smells so bad. Oh my gosh, you can just tell. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Okay, so I do want to read a few more. Let me see. I can't deal with the idea of being vulnerable with someone romantically. Help. Oh no. Okay, so that's hard. I don't know if, because being in a relationship, obviously you do have to be vulnerable and open up. So maybe it's okay if you're not ready for the relationship yet. I would just say that, to be dating yet. Unless if this is something that you always feel like you put off and put off and put off and you never want to like go there, then I can see why that's an issue. But also it's okay to like be single and not be with someone. Like that's not always the ultimate goal. Maybe for a lot of people it is, but if you don't feel that you're ready, that's fine. But if the vulnerability thing is the reason, that could be bad, just because in all relationships it does require some level of vulnerability, like in friendships, siblings, parents, children. So I would definitely say work on that first with someone close to you that isn't someone that you're romantically involved with, especially like a friend, a trusted friend, and just ask them like, how can I be more vulnerable? How can you help me? And then try opening up with them and they open up with you, and I think that will be good practice. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is vacuum in here. It's not that bad because there was a carpet, but that's what I'm gonna do first. I wanted to move this cube shelf. Now that it's wooden floors, it's definitely easier to move stuff around. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff. Okay, so that corner's a major problem area, so we only have like a Swiffer. We don't really have a mop, so I'm gonna get that right now. All right, so it's a new day and I didn't really film the rest of what I did, but already I'm naturally sitting in the seat where I put the desk in front of the window, and it just like, look at the lighting. It just like looks so much better. It's just way better. I'm so happy already, but I do want to get a new desk and I want to get, I'm just not done with this room. I'll show you how it looks right now. So this is where I'm sitting. The window is right here. Love it, love it. I was on Amazon because I was like, I need a desk. But that's where I put the couch for now. Got rid of the rug, left that mumbo jumbo. That door needs to, something needs it. But yeah, I can't wait to see what I'm gonna put on that wall. But yeah, this is how it looks for now. Okay, so I just decided to stop recording because I felt like it was just way too much to like clean and then answer some questions. So I'm just gonna look through some of the responses I got on Instagram. I'm gonna go through the reacting to dating horror stories because I think it's really fun. Not a horror story, but I lied to my parents that I was going to sleep over at my friend's house, but actually went to Korea to meet my long-distance relationship boyfriend. But now husband, there's more to it. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Like, one sleepover. How can you even manage to like do that within a night? Unless if you said like, oh, we're gonna have a sleepover for a few days. Like, that is so crazy. That honestly, that's one for the books. That's hey, the parents approved, so that ended up being good. All right, let's see some more. It took me to see Marley and Me at the theater. Popped a bottle of wine and we got kicked out. I don't know why it's so funny, but like, why would you, first of all, whatever, they took you to see Marley and Me, which is a very sad movie, if I remember correctly, and why would you pop a bottle of wine? Unless you didn't mean to like pop it like champagne. I don't know. That's hilarious. I secretly downloaded Tinder and went on a date only to accidentally run into my mom. Wait. Are you saying you went on you just went on a date and your mom was there? Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. I don't know why I thought you said that you downloaded Tinder and the date was like a catfish and it was your mom. Like, that would be, oh, horror. If that's what you meant, I'm so sorry. I went ice skating with a guy and he fell flat on his back and hit his head hard on the ice. He got a concussion. Ooh, that's a really unfortunate situation. I hope he's okay. Oh, good morning.
Good morning. Why are you laughing?
Oh, I'm filming. Want to say hi?
Oh, I don't look my best.
You don't sound your best. I'm kidding. I'll turn it off. Okay. Oh, wait. No. Don't ever do that again. Are you serious? That was... Oh my gosh, guys. This is life. What it's like to live with Slice. I once threw up in public during a date and he saw it happen. 1.5 years together now. Ha 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 ha. That's not too bad. Actually, it reminds me, I mean, yeah, there was a guy that I really liked, and it was like middle school or high school, and we were together in a room, like in the library, okay? Like one of those like study rooms, and I laughed and I farted. And he was like, oh, but it was like one of those cute farts, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, it was like, but it was still really embarrassing. And he wouldn't let it go for a little bit, but that just kind of reminds me of that. Honestly, some of these are like really extreme, so I'm kind of skipping over them.
You're a crazy man. That came to the window. Was he crazy? You okay? I was just here to protect you. Was there a crazy man that came to the window?
Okay, sorry for all the distractions. I'm just gonna read a few more. So it said, I wasn't feeling her, so I lied I needed to shower and climbed out the bathroom window. What? First of all, I hope you guys were a little bit more than dating, because that's pretty comfortable to just be like, oh, I need a shower. Like, you know what I mean? If they're over. But oh my goodness, that poor... Did you turn on the water and then leave? Like, that's a waste of water, first of all. That is too much. Let's see. Okay, let me do the advice one now. Some of those were really fun, but let me do some of the advice ones. Advice on starting a YouTube channel. That's a really good question. So I feel like I'm kind of like starting from ground zero on this channel, even though I have like a huge backload of content. I'm just starting from ground zero. Like, I can't even get paid on this channel, but I'm just kind of doing it when I want to. But the thing with YouTube is if you want to really make it your full time, like that's gonna, maybe not everyone, but I feel like it's gonna take a little bit of time, and you have to be like serious about it, like really, really committed, and understand that you're not gonna make the same amount every month. And if that scares you, then that could be really hard, you know. But advice on starting a YouTube channel. So me and Matt always say that it's great to already have like 5 videos already filmed, not upload them at the same time, but just like so that you can already get a flow going, and then upload them consistently, like every few days or once a week. You know, you might want to start off kind of niched, which means like just having a channel where people kind of know what you do. So like a cooking channel, you know, or a baking, I mean, just kind of niched down in the beginning. But I feel like as time goes on and people learn your personality and love you for you, they kind of will be like, I don't care what you do. Like, I just want to keep watching your channel. So then you can kind of like venture out a little bit more. But I do think that starting out, it can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do makeup today, and then I'm going to do video game tomorrow, and then I'm going to do cooking the next day. Like, I don't think there's much, there's a big chance that your audience will like that, because they'll just be confused. So that's like my main advice for starting a YouTube channel. Let's see. Are there days where you get sad? If you do, so how and what do you do to get out of that funk? Absolutely. So I don't think that I've ever dealt with like depression and stuff, but like there are some days where I just have like a wave of sadness that goes over me. Or honestly, more recently, I would say it's more closer rather than sadness, it's like unmotivation, or like feeling unmotivated. I don't even know if that was a real word, but like sometimes I'll just be like, I am unmotivated. I don't even want to do anything, or just like really upset, and I just don't feel encouraged. So whenever I do that, I do pray. I say, God, like, please take this away from me. Like, help me know what to do. And then, something that Matt told me to do is to do something that I really enjoy, you know? So, I mean, I know it sounds really simple, but like when you listen to your favorite songs, or just like take a break and just like watch your favorite videos, which is something I really like to do, whatever that might be, it really does get you back into a good mood. So I would say, like, even if you're mid-working, and even if you're at your job and you can't really like actually take a break, just putting on your favorite song in your headphones, like you can totally do that. I think it actually does help. Like, I have a playlist. I'm not like really big on like playlists and everything, but I do have a playlist of like my absolute favorite songs that just put me in a good mood, and I don't listen to it all the time. So I don't know. I would really recommend that. Do you teach Korean to your kids? My baby is mixed Mexican and Korean, but don't know how to properly teach. That's so cool, Mexican Korean. So I personally don't like speak that much Korean to them, but like my rule for my parents, who I'm so grateful for, get to watch them once a week. My rule is that they only speak Korean to them, and sometimes like I'll hear them slipping in English, and I'm like, no, speak Korean, because I feel like that's the best way they can learn. But if you don't have that, then I would say maybe introduce them to some Korean or Mexican like TV shows for kids. I think that's a really, really good way, because I feel like the best way you can pick up on a new language is honestly like watching or like listening to people have conversation and like TV shows and stuff. So that's where I would start. And then sometimes once in a while I will say like certain Korean phrases or words to them, just like over and over again, like when they're eating or when something's good. Like in Korean you say 맛있어요, like 맛있, you know, like that means like, is it good? So stuff like that. What's your advice on going to college or going other routes without college? So I personally loved college, but I'm not one of those people, like even for my own kids, if they don't want to go to college, like, and if they have a valid reason for it, then like I will totally support that. But like I personally believe college is such a great experience. Like it's kind of like the only time in your life where you'll get that freedom of, so you still have classes obviously, and a lot of the times like you have a job while you're in college, so it's like the best of every world. Like you have a job, you're surrounded by your friends, you are going to school, and you're independent. Like I'm really sad, like I was really sad when I graduated college, because I was like, wow, I'm never gonna have this ever again, where I'm like always surrounded by friends and everything, and I really liked learning. So I would personally recommend college. And then in the beginning, I personally joined every club that I could. I was so involved. Like, I signed up for everything just so I can get to know people. Because when I went to college, honestly, at first I didn't know anyone. Like, I knew of people that were going to my school, but like I didn't have any friends, and it was actually really hard for me the first few weeks because I felt so lonely that I cried. So sad. So even if you go to college not knowing anyone, use that to your advantage, because then you can like join things and like be like, it's like a fresh new start. So like, don't let that deter you. But yeah, and another person said, is college worth it? Yes, absolutely. I believe it is. How do you start to talk to your kids about God? So for me, I do it even when they can't talk. Like, I really am a huge believer in the words we say. Like, absolutely, in the Bible, I don't know the exact verse, but it says the power of life and death is in the tongue. And so I believe that even your thoughts and your words, especially the words that you say, but even your thoughts are powerful. Like, I believe that there's like a whole spiritual realm around us, our spiritual world. Like, so I feel like our thoughts and our words matter so much. So there was a point, I need to go back to do this again, but there's a point where I would just say affirmations over my kids, like even as they were like falling asleep in my arms or in prayer, like, you are loved, like God loves you, Jesus loves you, like you are a child of God, like stuff like that. You just say it over them. You are strong, you are brave, you are tough, you are amazing, you're magnificent. I feel like words really, really do matter. Like, if you guys have seen like studies where like you talk to a plant, good words versus like mean words, like it really affects the way that the plant grows, like if it dies or if it like thrives. So your words really matter. So I feel like that's a really great place to start for kids, is even when they're babies, just like biblical affirmations over them. And just remember that you as a parent is the best model. No matter what you say, it's more about what you do. So like, I try to read my Bible, in front of them. We try to pray out loud in front of them. We go to church and stuff like that. So like, you being the model is more powerful than you like speaking to them, if that makes sense. But it's still important, like how you talk to them and teach them about God. Is there such thing as spending too much time with your partner? That's an interesting question. I think so. Yeah. Like, I think if you spend so much time with your partner that you've neglected your friends and family, then I think that's too much. But I think in life, there's balance for everything. Like, I think you also need to like have your alone time, and your partner needs to have their alone time. And, that can be a struggle sometimes. Like, me and my husband, Matt, we live together, we work together, we're both parents together, like that can be hard to get alone time and everything. But I think there is such a thing as spending too much time if you're like neglecting other people and areas of your life. But that's awesome though, if you spend a lot of time with your partner and you don't get sick of them. I think that's amazing. Advice on saving money. I'm so bad at saving because Target. Well, if Target is your downfall, I'd say don't go to Target. No, kidding. Advice on saving money. So I feel like, and if you want to start somewhere for saving money, maybe do it based on percentages. For example, if you get paid with your paycheck, maybe put 10% of it. So let's just use $100, right? Let's just say you got $100. So for me, tithing is really, really important to me and Matt. So we tithe 10% to God. So 10% would be $10 to God. Then you could put $10 in your savings, $10 for, you could spend it on like guilt-free spending. Like, you could spend it on yourself, $10 for this, $10 for that. You know what I mean? You could I'm just saying 10% as an example, but if you do that every time you get a paycheck, like every 2 weeks or whatever, that pot will grow and grow and grow and grow. And like, it won't feel like too much at a time, you know what I mean? But you can make that percentage whatever you want, but I feel like that's a great place to start. But then when you get into like more into it, I guess there's ways where you don't want to just let your money sit, right? So sometimes you want to invest your money so it can grow, but I am not the expert for that, so I'm not going to speak anymore. What are some easy meals you like to cook? So I've literally been thinking about like cooking on this channel or something like that, just to show you guys some ideas, because I really struggle with cooking. Like, every day. Like, I don't really love it. Some people really love cooking, but I don't mind it, but like I don't really like it because I feel like it just takes so much time. So I like to go for the really convenient meals. So crock pot, like buy a crock pot, and they're really kind of inexpensive. Like I feel like at Walmart I got one for like $25 and it is amazing. So I'll just give you an example of an idea that my whole family loves. Olive Garden copycat pasta. So you just get the crock pot, you put chicken breast in it, block of cream cheese, the whole bottle of the Italian dressing, and then you just let that sit, and then you make the pasta and you mix it, and it is so good. So sometimes we'll add like broccoli to it and then bread rolls, but that's like a really easy one. But I would say crock pot meals. Let's just go on Pinterest and like get your inspo there. It's just like dump and go, especially like those are the easiest because you just literally dump it, 5 hours later it's done. So that's my advice for that. How can I get my Chinese parents to truly accept my black boyfriend? Like marriage. So I definitely struggled in the beginning with this. I would just say honestly it's not the best answer, but it just takes time. And if he is right for you and you know that he like has the best personality and you just wish that they would see that, like his character will show through. Like if he's also patient in the process, I know it's hard to understand, but the patience and like waiting is a really big factor in their acceptance. And also I've also heard of stories where like sometimes the parents don't come around until after you guys get married. And if that's what your timeline looks like always you want to respect your parents, but like you also, if you know that he's the one, then you don't always want to like wait because that might not be the timeline of how it happens. So like don't be afraid of them maybe fully coming around after marriage too, if he's the one, you know what I mean? So, but like I understand and I really hope you get through that, but it just kind of takes time and a lot of patience and trusting that his character will show through and that they'll accept him for him. Okay, my battery is about to die, so let me know if you enjoyed this. I kind of like mixed it up a little bit with advice and dating horror stories because I want it to be a little bit fun, but definitely can't wait to finish this room, and I hope you enjoy these videos because I want to do them more often. All right, thanks for hanging out. Bye.